Good morning, everyone. Today, I have someone really special here with me, my dear friend and meditation teacher, Skye Paez. And she's not just an incredible meditation teacher, but an absolutely wonderful human being whose journey has inspired me a lot. I'm so grateful to have her here, not just because she's going to share her expertise about meditation, but also because she will open up about how meditation helped her overcoming her personal challenges and struggles in life. And it takes courage to be vulnerable, and this is why I'm very grateful and honored to have you here. Let's stick to the end because we will also sharing some useful tips and strategies to introduce meditation in your daily life, regardless of how busy it might be. As always, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Luca and I am studying to qualify as a professional life coach. On this channel, I talk about self-development and how we can create a life that is more authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling. If you enjoy my content, please hit subscribe and the notification bell. So thank you so much, and now let's get started with Skye.
Thank you, Luca. What a beautiful introduction. Thank you so much for having me, and the love is mutual and the admiration.
Thank you so much
I
for
love what you're
accepting.
doing, and I believe in you, and it's amazing to see all the great work you're doing and inspiring others.
Thank you. Well, you inspire me as well, and that's why you're here.
Thank you.
So, starting from the beginning, like before meditation became part of your life, what was your life like?
Wow, I don't know how far you want to go back.
As far as you want.
Wow, okay. Maybe I'll just start from right before I began meditating was during the lockdowns, actually. So right before that, I was a showgirl in the party scene and performing at the clubs.
Know that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So
Here in Sydney?
Yes, in Sydney, and at all like the gay clubs and the queer venues. And I was drinking a lot because, you know, you get complimentary drinks and you kind of socialize and you know you might have like 3 numbers in one night, so you're like you do a show, then you have like an hour, hang out, drink, do another show,
next place,
hang out,
drink again.
and like so it can become quite an unhealthy lifestyle. I mean, there's people that do it that are totally healthy, but I think I kind of got lost in that scene, and then
I think it's easier to get lost actually rather than keeping, a healthy lifestyle.
I mean, I wasn't that healthy to begin with, let's be honest.
Okay.
I think trying to find myself, and then, to be honest, there was a key moment when one of my best friends said to me, like, she was saying things that I did. Oh, you did this at the club, or you did, getting angry at me, or things I was doing, and then I couldn't really say I didn't, or I didn't, because I didn't remember.
You couldn't remember.
Like, I would be like, and I got to a point where I'm like, I'm sick of this. Like, I want to know what I'm doing. I felt like so out of control, and I didn't want to be that person, and I really admired my friend, and I wanted to be a good friend, and I didn't want to disappoint her or upset her or cause her pain. So that conversation, although it was hard, I actually really appreciate that she said that to me, because it did make me want to change. Like, my instant thought was like, this is not me. This is not who I want to be. This is not who I am.
Right.
And
so was that the turning point?
That was the turning point. And then during the lockdown, we had to be on our own, and I live in a 1-bedroom apartment in Darlinghurst, so it was like I had nowhere to run, no one to fight with, no one to distract myself from with drama or like stories that I told myself or whatever. So I was forced to look inwards. Well, it was one of those nights, when you go out and you drink way too much, you party way too hard, and then you wake up the next day and like, I'm never drinking again, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, I keep saying that.
So I went online and I ordered this book, How to Quit Drinking. It was by Alan Carr, or How to Stop Drinking, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I ordered it. It was like an international seller, and it took like a month to
Oh
arrive.
my God.
But in that month, I actually quit.
That's
And
amazing.
I know it was like surprising that I really made that commitment that I'm not doing it again. And I started to think, I already had a really good life. I started to think, why am I doing this? Like, I'm already a woman, the woman I've always wanted to be. Like, I have I just got the job as a flight attendant, like one of my dream jobs as a kid. And I'm living in Darlinghurst in a beautiful apartment. I feel supported. I'm around community.
Right.
Why am I doing this to myself? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm already have a beautiful life. Why am I wasting it? I have no excuse now. Like before I transition, yeah, okay, I could say I'm not living my best life. I'm not who I want to be, or all of that. It's a misalignment with
Yeah.
my soul. But now I had no excuse, and I thought, why am I still doing these things that I used to do before transition when I wasn't happy? Like, I am happy, I am living a great life. But then I was thinking, what are my actions? Like drinking every weekend, all of these things, like that's not love. Like I'm poisoning my body. And, I started to really question myself
Wow.
and my actions and seeing where they weren't aligned. And I began meditating. I
Yeah,
also
right.
read I was
So
listening to
what was the
podcasts.
first step or the first steps that you
I was
took?
thinking, that's a good question. I would say that stopping the drinking is number one. And once I stopped that, I could really see what other things I could do. It gave me motivation. Like if I can quit drinking, and
I
that's
could do
something
anything. Yeah.
I could do anything. So vegan, and then listening to podcasts like spiritual podcasts and people that have done amazing things. And I noticed in every interview they mention this book. Most interviews with incredible people that have done a lot, they would mention a book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron.
The
Have you
hardest
heard of it?
way.
The Artist's Way.
The artist. No, I haven't. I
Okay,
haven't.
well, it's an amazing book. She gives you exercises, the author gives you exercises to do to reconnect with your artist inside, your spirituality, your creativity. And she makes you do exercises like you have to journal every morning.
Yeah.
You have to take yourself out on a date once a week.
Yeah.
She makes you try all these new
And
things.
did you do all
I
those
did.
things?
She
I
said you
love
have
it.
to do it or
I
it won't
love
work.
it.
And I was like, I'm committed.
I'll do everything.
Babe, I'm not going out drinking every week.
Yeah,
I have the
exactly.
time.
Yeah.
And so when I even went on a tourist, going around Sydney to show you around, like as a tourist, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, there were so many things I didn't know about
Exactly.
Sydney.
Yeah, no.
And
I
just seeing
think
everything
everyone
with fresh
falls into the
eyes,
trap.
and being comfortable with yourself and doing things alone, like even going to the theatre by yourself. And,
Yeah.
I began to do all of that, and it builds my confidence, and going to art galleries, and it just kept growing, all these, and being alone and being comfortable with myself. I feel like a lot of the time I was running away from myself by distractions, hanging out with other friends, hanging out with people, all these things just to feel busy and not face myself and not deal with the things that I need to deal with.
So you took many steps. So quit drinking and reading inspiring books and listening to inspiring podcasts.
Things that I would have loved to do as a child.
Yeah.
And
Because you also paint, don't you?
yeah,
Right.
a bit of
She's an amazing artist. So follow her on Instagram. I will leave everything in the description.
No pressure.
No pressure, but please follow her and follow me and my channel. Thank you. And so you ended up actually studying meditation, don't you?
I went to study yoga first. Yes, to be a yoga instructor, and then it led
So
me
you could
to
potentially do both, like
yes, and
instructor
then
of yoga.
meditation as well. So it's kind of just following where the universe was leading me to. And
That's cool.
I think it's once you open that box, there's so much inside yourself, the whole universe. So it's like, oh, what else can I unpack? What else? And it becomes kind of fun to uncover things about yourself. And
Yeah.
so I was just on that journey and still on. So
Sure.
it's amazing.
Love it. I love it. So, how has meditation transformed your life, both mentally and physically? I mean, you've already said all the benefits that you like came across, quitting all your bad habits, but still, like with your mindset and awareness today, what are the benefits that you know you definitely introduced into your life from a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever perspective?
It's made me more aware of how I feel, what's going on inside my body, more in touch with my body, my soul, my mind. It makes me more present in every moment, so I get more out of the day. I'm more aligned with my vision and where I want to be in the future, so we can make steps towards that. So everything is kind of going cohesive, and my life is just, I feel like I'm in the flow of life. So everything is just unfolding and it just happens effortlessly. Whereas if I didn't meditate, when I wasn't meditating, I feel like, I'm keep crashing. Like I'm
Right.
on a
Yeah.
boat and I'm like, oh, hit
Let's
into
try
another
another
boat, oh,
direction.
try another
Yeah.
direction, like someone else is driving it, or like no one's at the wheel actually, I should say. And then it's just kind of floating around. And I felt like when I wasn't meditating and I wasn't aware of what I should be doing, where I wanted to go, and not having a clear north star or direction, I felt like you just get all the crap of other people's leftover dreams. You're kind of like floating in the water in this boat,
Yeah.
and you just keep crashing into everyone else's,
I mean,
dream, and you kind of get persuaded here and there and everywhere. And you don't have your own path. You're kind of
I would
just
say that instead of being lost like behind those other people's dreams, you get lost behind their fears most of the time. Because it's like, I mean, if you hang out with inspiring and energized, fulfilling people, I think they're able to inspire you in your own journey.
yes,
So you think, oh my God, they have so much strength,
Mm.
and that strength inspires me to reach that goal of mine, which is mine.
Yeah, but if you don't know, if you're not clear on your vision either or your
Yeah.
dream,
Yeah.
and I think that's the other thing, like throughout life, you start losing your connection with what is your dream, what is your purpose here on earth, what is your goal, what do you want to achieve, like,
Yeah.
and yeah,
That's fascinating.
leftover debris from other
Yeah.
people's, the people that are focused, I mean, they're going for it, and then everything else is going to the
And they're
side.
capable
And if
of
you're not,
ignoring
if you
the
don't have
noise.
your focus, you're just being hit by all the stuff that they're avoiding because they're going
Yeah,
like
right.
100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I love it. And like specifically from a physical perspective, something that you notice, like, yeah, meditation.
Physical. Oh, well, I mean, I'm older than ever before, but I'm fitter than ever before. So I think that if my body is healthier, I can, even when I eat something, I can feel instantly what it's doing to my body, if that was
Oh,
the right food for me. It
yeah.
really in tune with all of that, like things that I would never have noticed before, or even like the next morning I wake up and I can see my face a little bit different if I've eaten a certain food. And
That's
maybe I can feel it in my
interesting.
throat, like it feels a bit swollen, or like, oh, I ate
I
this
should
particular,
avoid that.
yeah, I should avoid that. And it was before, I wouldn't have no
No
idea.
idea. That's
Feel it in my
interesting.
gut, like,
That's so interesting.
yeah, makes me so much more attuned to my body and the needs of my body. And yeah, and even my posture, like
Yeah, talking about posture,
I
I
used
should.
to, but it makes you aware too, because as a kid, I used to walk like hunched back, or as I got older, because, trying to make myself look smaller and not seen, and, all the shame that I felt, it showed in my body. And through meditation and yoga, I've been able to be aware of that. I'm like, this doesn't serve me anymore. I am a confident woman. I am proud to be who I am. I shouldn't cower my shoulders, put them back. be open
Being
to the world, be
open
open to the universe, and
and spread everything you want to
yes,
spread.
be you and be proud of it. And sometimes we say things, but our actions don't align, and that's when even like the body, our pose, our posture,
Right.
all of that comes into play.
Yeah.
You know, everything has to be aligned. It just makes you more aware of where the missing links are, so you can correct it.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And an unexpected benefit. So, I mean, something, yeah.
Unexpected benefit that
I mean,
that I
I didn't
can.
expect like the benefit that you mentioned in terms of, you know, your face looking different. So that's already a lot for me. But something that you
Unexpected,
didn't.
I would say, is that I can handle so much more stress than I could have ever handled. And
Right.
it gives me the confidence to go after my dreams and be more daring, even ask for what I want, what I
Yeah.
need, reach out to people. Like, I've just got this.
Can you make an example for that?
Oh,
I mean, if it's not too personal, otherwise we are
just,
fine.
if you maybe before I would be shy to talk to someone like a CEO or of a
Right.
company
Yeah.
and ask
Yeah.
for what I want or how, or
Yeah.
just even to voice my opinion.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
now I feel confident
You feel more
to talk to
confident.
anybody because I see the humanity in everyone. I'm not afraid of people. I don't feel like I'm better than anyone, but I don't feel like people are better than me. We're all equal. We're all human
Yeah.
beings. So it's made me more fearless.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, if you don't feel confident and strong enough, you may decide to not to embrace many opportunities that you could, but just because you don't think you're worthy enough.
Yeah,
And like,
that's the great word,
yeah,
worthy.
exactly.
Yes.
And actually, this is something that I always mention, like in my videos. In order to go after your dream, you have to believe that you're worthy of them. But and we all struggle with that sense of worthiness, and and I think that takes a lot of inner work and definitely meditation. It's a crucial technique to build your strength and
Yes,
confidence.
I agree. And it gives you a bit of distance from your mind and to know that your thoughts are
Yeah.
not real all the time. It's just a
Yeah, yeah.
thought and it's like a cloud. Sometimes if I do have negative thoughts or doubting myself or my abilities, I just know it's hard because I'm tired. It's going to pass. I know I'll feel better tomorrow. Let
Yeah.
it go. Don't believe
And it can
everything.
happen. I mean, it's still, even if you are much more aware of who you are, and even if you worked on yourself, but still, like bad thoughts
Yeah, and
comes to your mind.
exactly because we're still in a human body.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We're still humans. Like, we're human beings, so we have the soul, but we also have the human part, and it's like trying to work together.
And then, like, moving to some misconceptions and doubts that people may have about meditation. Like, I mean, something that someone may say is like, I don't have enough time. So I'm already so busy. I wake up at 6 a.m. and then I get ready for work and then commuting 8 hours at the office. And then, I don't know, maybe going to the gym or, I don't know, catching up with friends. And where do I find that time and to meditate?
Yeah.
What would you say to someone?
I would say that if you meditate, you get even more time back. So if you put 10 minutes in, you're going to get an extra hour throughout the day. And if you don't believe me, try it because I swear it's true. You'll feel like the day will end and you'll be like, I got everything done and I still have more time. The things that I had on my list that I thought I could never end or like I doubt I'm going to go through all of them. You will and you can. And then that would make you, when you start seeing that, the result, you'll want to meditate more, like 20 minutes, because I know I'm going to get everything done and more. Half an hour, it might be like so I would say give the time because the universe will triple it, 10 times it, you'll get more.
How much you invest?
Yeah, how much you invest, you get back.
Wow.
Yes.
I think, like, if you don't know anything about meditation and if you've never tried it, it's it sounds counterintuitive, like why should I sacrifice those 10, 15 or 20 minutes to meditate? Why I could do something else? But I mean, even myself, I've never looked at it as something that I could do to actually gain more time.
Because you become more aware, you have more clarity, so you can make decisions faster, and you're not going to be procrastinating. You become more sure of yourself because you're more clear on what you want to do or what is the right answer for you. So instead of taking 10 minutes to come up with an answer, like let's say at work, you can just come up with it in a second, and you know that you've made the right choice. So you're not going to be stressing about it for an hour later. Did I make the right choice and all of that? And then you're not being productive because you're missing on
Because
other
you're
things
still
you're doing
thinking
because
of
you're still thinking about what you did and if you
Yeah.
made the right choice and if that was the right move. So it just gives you that. So I think that's the way you get your time back, you know, because you're more present in each task.
Yeah, it's like a little investment that you do at the beginning of your
Yes.
day, and then you see the results
Yes.
over as
Yes.
the day unfolds.
And with the commuting part, like let's say you do have a long commute,
Yeah.
you can meditate on the train or
Really?
whatever. Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, tell me
It
more.
might not be the most ideal place,
Yeah.
and maybe not at the beginning, but
Right,
once you
yeah.
become very good at settling your mind or like just going with it, you know, like I do it on the plane and anywhere really I can do it. So sometimes if I am really struck for time, obviously I still make the time when I can, but let's say got to be up at 4 a.m,
Yeah.
you know, then I'd be like, okay, well, the Uber ride is half an hour. I put it on quiet, you know, like I
Yeah.
won't have a conversation with the Uber driver and then I'll be meditating at the back.
Yeah.
Or if I'm in a new city and I want to explore, Uber rides to the next location. I can pocket,
So you
I
can
can
use those
schedule that.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's useful and interesting.
Yeah, obviously you wouldn't want to do that every time, but
Yeah.
when you are like, you have a lot of things and it's not like your regular schedule, you can adapt. But you want to build the muscle first. I feel like it's like a muscle.
Sure.
If you have it in a quiet place at home, you make the time, then that it'll be much easier to get to the deeper levels, even in a busy environment.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't recommend anyone starting meditating on an Uber.
Yeah, no.
But no.
Yeah. And also, I feel like, you know, I began with guided meditation
Okay.
on
Yeah.
YouTube, music, affirmations.
And so, what's your opinion? Would you recommend, especially at the beginning, a guided meditation or just sitting down, maybe listening to a background playlist or chanting music, but still not guided? What would you?
Well, I feel like it depends on the person, but obviously, I think the harder it is the less noise there is, the more silence there is,
The harder it is.
the harder it is. So I would say for the beginning, affirmations, start like that, don't stress yourself. Then maybe chanting. But ideally, you want to get to a point where you don't have anything because you want to be able to hear your voice, your soul speak to you and being in touch with that. So, and that can be the most frightening thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
because you're not
sitting
sure
down.
what's going to be there. And that's
Yeah.
what your body tries to escape in your mind. But eventually that's where you want to get to. And then it's not as scary as you think. And it's so much more rewarding once you unpack all of that. So silence is key. And that's why there's people that can't take silence, you know.
Yeah.
You always need to have music or distraction or because it's hard sometimes, you know. There's things we're as humans we're trying to run away from or we're not trying to face. But I promise you, once you unpack all of that, it becomes fun. And because you see how good your life starts becoming as a
Yeah.
result of doing the work. They're like, what else can I find?
Yeah.
Oh, who else can I forgive? Oh, what else can I forgive myself for, you know?
Which is an amazing mindset, actually, because you feel this energy like inside of yourself and just
Yeah.
it drives you towards.
Exactly, until you become very clear and then you feel very light and then there's nothing really to forgive, you know, you think, and then you kind of go, oh, maybe there's something deeper in there. Or if something arises when you've done a lot of work over the years, or you've done a lot of releasing, purging of the negative things inside, then you can clear it up in a day. So let's say something happened today, and then I'll meditate, and then I'm like, oh, that kind of bothered me. Why did it bother me? What is that bringing up for me? And then I can handle it, clear it up daily. It's like cleaning your house, cleaning your soul.
It's
your
another
mental.
tool that you have
Yeah.
to
So
improve.
then, exactly.
Love it. Love it. Another misconception that many people may have is the lack of focus while meditating. So like the fact that you keep thinking of your problems, your issues, while you think, no, I should just sit silently and not thinking about anything. So what would you like recommend to someone who's worried because like they keep thinking of things while meditating?
I would say surrender to your thinking, to whatever's happening while you're meditating. And at the beginning, you are going to have a lot of thoughts, but they're not necessarily bad. Maybe those are things that you need to address, that
Maybe it's just your daily schedule.
it's your daily schedule. I think try to breathe and concentrate on your breath, but I wouldn't say to necessarily try to avoid them all the time, because your soul will start to come up after, and you'll start to tell you things like there might be something in there that you need to address. There might be an opportunity for healing, and you've silenced it for so long. And I feel like that's why sometimes we'll drink or whatever to try to silence those voices. So when you're sitting there in meditation, you're forced to listen, and that's why it can become very uncomfortable. I would say listen at the beginning, listen, let it go. If thoughts come, they come, and maybe you'll discover something, and then there will be moments of silence, return to the breath and be in your body. But it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And then the more you do it, your mind will start to settle and know, okay, well, now we're sitting in this position. It's meditation time. I'm not going to win, because your mind wants to win, wants you to get up, your body as well, because they don't want to face it. So
they want to keep you busy.
They want to keep you busy because they don't want to lose their power over you.
Yeah.
They don't want the soul has to come up and emerge and put everything in alignment. So you just have to sit there, and your mind will give up eventually.
Right.
And
So
it might take a few times. It just takes time, takes practice.
Yeah.
The fact that you have thoughts is normal. We all have a mind. We're human beings.
Yeah.
Let it, just let it. And start giving up. And then slowly your soul will start getting its power slowly, until it's in control of your life. And then you can be more clear of your vision here on earth, your purpose, what you want to do, what excites you, what brings you joy.
Yeah.
What makes you have that sense of fulfillment.
No, I have been noticing this with myself, because when I meditate in the morning, I immediately start thinking of what I am supposed to do straight after that. So like, okay, and I need to get ready. I have to catch the ferry at 7:40 and whatever. But sometimes, like since now I've been meditating for like a few months, I am more capable of just sitting down silently and not thinking of things, even just for a few seconds. And then I notice it now. So I'm like, oh, I'm good. I feel proud. I feel like more confident, because for even just 5 seconds, I didn't stressed out thinking about what I have to do at work or I have to do tonight. And
that's enough. Like that's enough time. And those pockets will grow over time. But also even you mentally saying, I have to catch the ferry at 8:55 and all that stuff like that, that's kind of a good thing. Like I do that even still sometimes on my meditation, because it's kind of like a clearing. Like your mind is like, okay, mentally envisioning yourself for the day, that's what's going to happen. You're becoming clear of your intention. I'm going to get that time, blah, 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 blah. But then your soul go, okay, enough. Okay, we already visioned our plan for the day. We've embodied it. We're manifesting. Like you said, imagining yourself running through that day, all the things you want to get done. And then relax. Okay, mind, thank you. We got this. And then soul time,
Yeah. So like the tip is just accept the feeling, accept the thought, and let it go.
Yeah.
Like, good. And the next doubt or misconception that people may have is not having a proper place to meditate. But you already mentioned that you meditate on your like Uber or on the plane.
If you don't even have a place to sit, like you usually sit, let's say you usually sit in cross-legged or lotus pose, if you don't have time, if you don't have the space for that, do it just sitting normally.
Yeah.
Do it lying down. Like if I have no other option at work and I have to go on a break where I have to lie down on a bed, I'll just do it lying down. I'll just try to make it simulate as much as possible as what I usually do to get my body to know it's meditation time. So the mudra, my thumbs together, whatever works for you to tell your body, okay, I'm meditating. I'll do that. I do that for half an hour, but up to whatever time you have. And then I'll turn to sleep or whatever. So you're trying to be flexible as much as you can. That way you can make it consistent and make it a regular thing, a daily thing. And don't skip it. I would say if you don't have the perfect place, the perfect location, just do it the best you can
With what you have.
with what you have, and then at least you can tick it off and your body knows we're on this, we're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So there's no point trying to
Like,
get out of it.
As if it was a challenge.
Yeah.
Right. And the next doubt that I wanted to talk about, but you have already mentioned it, is consistency. If someone says, when I start and I do my best, I can meditate for 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row, but then I drop it.
To be consistent, to be disciplined, it's not about being motivated. It's not about feeling like being in the mood. You know, those stuff don't make consistency. No, you're not always in the mood. You know, everyone has different moods. Like, if it was up to your mood to go to work 5 days a week, would you go every day? No, you can't leave it up to mood. It just has to become a habit, something you got to do. You just have to do it. And the more you don't want to do it, I feel like the more you need to do it. The more you're resisting
more
it.
you're
It's probably
resistant,
the
the more you need
the
it.
more you need it, because you don't want to sit through the stress or whatever. And then I think you just come to a point where it's like, do I really want to stress myself? Do I really want to have a bad day today? No, just do it because I know I'm going to have a better day. It's, I think, just seeing your progress and seeing the difference it makes in your life, and then being like, I don't want to go through the pain again.
And how long do you think it takes to start seeing the first benefits?
Ooh. I think it depends on the person, really. And like we said, there's so many ways to meditate.
Yeah.
You have different ones that work well for you. So and then maybe from your baseline, like how stressed you are on a daily basis, like where's your starting point? So maybe for some people it would be faster than others. If you have a really stressful life, or you've been through a lot in your life, or have, you know, some unhealed trauma, things like that, it might take longer. I'm not sure. Or maybe if you have a relatively happy life, it might be faster. I don't know. And I can't really say how long it took me, because there are so many levels, aren't there? Like, you think, okay, now it's working for me, and then you do it long and like, oh, now it's really working for me. Oh, wow, now it's another level. Yeah, so I think think of it as a long-term, like a lifelong commitment.
So it's not like a result that once it's achieved, it's achieved.
Yeah, I feel like you can always go deeper. There's always deeper to go, higher to go, more expansive to go. And then, trying different ways to you'll get excited after a while, and you'll be like, what can I do to make it even more?
And that's encouraging, because it means that the benefits you get, like,
never
almost never
ending.
stop.
Yeah, infinite.
Love it.
Just like the universe, infinite. Well, you are getting in touch with the universe, aren't you? So there's a whole universe inside you, and expansive, so...
Yeah. Fascinating. That's fascinating. And I have a final question for you. And the answer could be related to meditation or not. So just feel free to share whatever you want to share. So looking back to Skye in 2020, what's one piece of advice you would give yourself, your younger self, to feel more aware, at peace, and connected with yourself?
Wow. I don't know if she'd listen. She always thinks she's right.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes you just have to go through life and discover it when you discover it. I don't know if there's anything you can change. Like, I think people just need to, though, you need to become aware when you become aware, and you can't make that click. I don't know if you can make that click, just as like when, like if I used to read books before or hear something about meditation or spirituality, I might not have connected the way I do now. It's like, when you're ready to listen or hear the message, you hear it.
That's the
And when you're
moment.
not, it's not the right moment,
Yeah. So I
Right.
guess the message may be just accept that whatever bad experience you're having or whatever bad mental space you're in, it's where you're supposed to be. And so it may
Yeah, and
lead you to something.
I feel like the universe has its own timeline.
Yeah, yeah.
So just because it took you 40 years or 30 years or whatever to finally realize or to see something or to find your path or get back on track, it doesn't mean you wasted all that time.
Yeah.
Like, the universe has the power to make it all happen tomorrow. Like, wherever it wants to take you, it can happen. So don't beat yourself up about it, that you took so long or whatever, because then you can use all those things for something good, something better, or like you never. It's not like the universe doesn't play with human time. I don't think so. It's
I
on its
love it.
own dimension, on its own realm, its
Yeah.
own timeline. So I just given up, like, thinking, oh, what would my life have been like if I started earlier. I think it's amazing, like someone like you in their 20s that already is doing so great. I mean, I feel like that's amazing. I admire that so much, and I can't imagine what your life is going to be like when you're 35, 40, 50.
That's so sweet,
No, it's
Skye.
true.
That's so
It's
sweet. Thank you. Thank you so
beautiful. It's
much.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all this knowledge and your feelings and your past, your present. And I hope, but I'm sure that our audience has enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. So thank you so much for being on this channel,
Thank you,
Skye.
thank you so
And
much.
I wish you the best for all your upcoming adventures. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Mwah.